everybody, how's it going? My name is Asta and welcome back to my channel, and we are here once again to do another Amberlynn read reaction. So for this one we're just going to be doing just one reaction in a video today, mainly because the one I'm reacting to today is a follow-up to her weight loss surgery Q&A that she did a couple days ago. This one in particular is titled "I Lied to You," in parentheses, not clickbait, which I'm already calling lie on that one, but anyway. And yeah, much like the Q&A, I feel like I'm going to have a lot to say about this one, so I feel like it'd be better just to put it in its own video instead of try to fit it into a 2-in-1. And with the 2-in-1s, I've only got like 3 left to do, so I'll probably try and work on those here soon and then upload those the next couple days. That way I can try and get caught up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on that.
Oh, I'm filming. I thought I was taking a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so I got back from a friend's house, I want to say like 30 minutes ago. I ordered McDonald's. I actually drank tonight, which I haven't drank in like over a month, so.
Bitch, that was not your friend's house. I could clearly hear your mom in the background. I mean, I guess at this point, your mom is your friend, so I mean, I guess that's not all that surprising, really, that that's the moniker you're going with. But yeah, no, I'm not stupid. I know that was your mom. That's probably your grandma's house, if anything. I think that's been like the prevailing theory going around, is that it was actually her mom's house or her grandma's house, not like a friend's house.
Took some shots of tequila. It was a really good night. I genuinely enjoyed myself, but I am home now. I didn't vlog like at all today. I actually didn't vlog really anything today. Earlier I hung out with my mom, did some shopping, went and visited my grandma again, who is recovering really well from surgery. And after all of that, recovering really well from surgery.
I had to look back too, sorry. That, yeah, she's wearing the same thing then that she is here. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, you might have went and hung out with a friend, but that was not your friend's house. That was clearly your mom's. So, and she kind of let that slip by being like, oh, and I spent some time with my mom, but that's fine. Keep lying and then keep being shocked that no one believes you when you tell the truth. That's fine.
And after all of that, went to my friend's house. Yeah, it was a really good day today and a really good night. I hope that you guys are having a great one as well. And I want to show you guys remember I did my diamonds right here in my last vlog. Well, today I did them there. I think they're so cute. I just really wanted to try something different. Oh, and by the way, my nails are growing out so much, and the matte green, it's not looking good. I should have got them done today. I already have my color picked out. I'm actually super excited. I hope that they have the color. Fingers are crossed.
I will say that's not like a horrible color of green. It's just one that I don't think suits matte very well. If she did like a darker green, I think it would have looked a little bit better. Like really neon colors like that, I feel don't look that good when you try to matte them. They like almost need to be kind of glossy. Otherwise it like just makes the color look kind of off.
Y'all, last night I took off all my nails. They be looking rough, but I'm actually...
Jesus Christ, that looks awful. I mean, a lot of that looks like she chews on her nails, like the kind of jaggedness of it. But yeah, that's kind of what happens when you get your nails done all the time. It's just, this is all just like leftover like glue and stuff from getting fakes glued on all the time. It does not do well for your nails. I don't have like the best shaped nails. They're kind of misshapen, because I'm sure I have some kind of deficiency in something that causes them to be a little misshapen, but I just don't have, I could not get my nails done because I could not stand them looking like that, because like, yeah, they're not the best quality, but I would like lose my shit if like the beds of my nails look like that.
I'm about to go get them done today. Thank God. Okay, so we have Rarity there, but here are my nails. I got them done. I have bingo dauber on my hand. Sorry about that.
Pet your damn cat.
I really wanted like a chrome silver. Isn't that so
I like
pretty?
the cut. Like, I don't mind the sharpness of it. I think, like, that's the other thing, too, is her other ones were, like, the square cut. And I just don't like that kind. I either like when they're, like, rounded or kind of like that. I don't know how I feel about the chrome, though. That might be too much. Like, I think if it was, like black with some chrome, like, accent, that might look a little bit better, but what do I know? I clearly don't wear fake nails. So I guess I don't have much of a authority to have an opinion on that, I guess.
So I was shocked at how they did it, actually. They did 2 layers of just like black nail polish, and then they had this like powder. It was like this glittery silver powder, and they put it on a sponge and then just put it on my nails. It was honestly super fascinating. And I decided to do a different shape. Instead of like the square, I decided to do a little bit of a stiletto shape. Okay, you guys, so I'm about to...
Speaking of cats, this one's back here just laying his head on my desk. There's like a little lip on this desk where it's got like shelves attached to it, and he's just kind of like laying on it. What are you doing, buddy? Oh.
Take my hair down. I want to show you guys just how much better it looks and feels, in my opinion, because of all the changes I've made towards it. But I want to show you a clip that I recently filmed that you guys saw in a vlog of when I took my hair down and how crazy it looked. Hello for a little voiceover moment. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I watched this clip back, I'm like, damn, I miss my super long hair. But I know that if I take care of it now, keep the split ends cut.
I mean, there's not that big of a difference in your hair then to now. It's just you cut the most fried parts of your hair off. Her hair's still to like her chest, like below her chest. So, I mean, it's not like it's that big a difference. So, yeah. I've seen a lot of people too talk about how, of all the things to worry about, like her freaking out about her hair, it seems to be like, should be like the least of her problems. And to an extent, I agree, where it's just like, I feel like there's some obvious things that need to be taken care of before you like worry about your hair. But I guess, you know, she's going to take care of the thing that maybe, or try to take care of the thing that probably takes the least amount of work to do than the thing that will take the most. So I don't know about that, but I mean, I totally agree, but she's definitely not one to get her priorities in check.
Stop with the heat. It's gonna grow back. It'll be okay. But look at that.
Okay, so now that you've seen that, I literally wore my hair in the same way, besides it is just a little higher up this time. But look, like, look at how pretty. I know, I'm literally calling my hair pretty. Yeah, I am. And it feels amazing. Like, I am overly obsessed.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you wash your hair.
I did that. A lot of you were like, that is such a blunt cut. It's not even. It didn't look even because my head was tilted just a little bit like this in the clip where I showed it to you guys.
The fuck are you talking about? It wasn't even. It was a blunt cut because you took fucking kitchen scissors and cut your hair. You could see it right there that it's a blunt, uneven cut. Because probably what you did was you like took it like this and then cut it, which is not going to give you an even cut. I mean, it'll give you like a, and I think I remember seeing a clip of this where she turns around and I guess it kind of gives her like a like raised cut, which some people do that, but no, it's not even. And there's no, because also too, she like parts her hair off to the side like this all the time. That's also going to give her a really uneven cut, unless like that's how she wants her hair parted, which is again why you should go to like a professional instead of doing it yourself, because they're gonna know how to cut your hair in a way that like fits how you part it or whatever. That's kind of what they're trained to do. And you also too, like the whole like, oh, my head was tilted. No, because even when you showed it the first time and it wasn't tilted, your hair was still not very even. So okay, but whatever.
Definitely even. My hair's just not.
I never get why she like tries to lie about dumb shit.
Oh my god, that's such a blunt cut. Yes, that is actually what I prefer. I love the look of it being super blunt like this, but then when you put it in the back, it kind of has like a shape to it that I really like. So I want to show you guys like what it looks like from the back so you understand where I'm coming from. So can you see it? I hope so. I just love how it lays.
I mean, yeah, it does that, but also too, you can tell where like it's still not very even because this side still looks so much shorter than this side. So you might have had your head tilted when you cut it, and then that's why it looks like that. Or you just weren't paying attention because you don't know how to cut hair and cut one side shorter than the other. Because like the thing I have with my hair is mine's parted down the middle, and a lot of it's because I have like bangs and everything. But even then, like one side for some reason has more hair or is thicker than the other. I think because like I lay on one side more than the other. So I know some people have had like some struggles cutting my hair because of that, because one side is like sticks out more than the other, I guess. I also have a cowlick on, I think this side, I don't know. Both sides of my bangs curl weird, and I know there's one side that like is very uncooperative when I get my hair cut or when I straighten it. And I think it's this side that has the cowlick, so that makes a difference when you're cutting your hair too. But I mean, it doesn't look awful, but yeah, it's not very even. And I get what she's trying to do with the whole like, and a blunt cut's not gonna entirely give you that unless like it's cut specifically that way. Literally a blunt cut is just one even like line of a cut. Typically if you do like what she's trying to talk about, which is like the swoop, it's like the way you cut it, or almost you kind of have to give yourself layers in order for it to like work. But I don't know, I don't do hair, but that's just what I've seen from people who do hair, so I don't know. I mean, whatever. If she's happy with it, if it's starting to make her hair look better, cool. Just stop lying about dumb shit.
But if you know me, you'll never see me like that in person. My hair is always like this. Literally, this is here, and then this side is usually in the back, tucked back like that. Like, it's very rare that all my hair is even in the back anyways. But yeah, I think I did a really good job on cutting it. I went from using TRESemmé to now I'm using L'Oreal, which L'Oreal, thank you, you've changed my life. And I also have been using this Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. I add a lot, and I love it. Usually in the past, like when I would go to sleep, I would just not really care about my hair, let it do its thing. But now I like purposely put it in a nice sculpted bun. So that has helped a lot as well. Minus the hair cutting, which I feel like was a big hair transformation for me because I cut a lot. Like my hair was like down to here. I cut a lot. I would say the next best thing that I did for my hair is the fact that I haven't used any heat on it at all. I'm just very proud of my hair transformation, and I just feel like it's happening quicker than I thought it was gonna. Okay, you guys, so this whole thing with like my surgeon and the reaction.
Sorry, I had to look up. For some reason, I thought that TRESemmé was still owned by L'Oreal. It was just like like kind of like a subsidiary brand, but it's not. So I was gonna kind of giggle at that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't use either of those shampoos. I imagine one probably is better than the other. I don't know about the Garnier thing, but I mean, if it works. But then again, I'm sure what's making the biggest difference too is just changing shampoos. Because I mentioned before in like one of my other videos that it typically is good to every now and then like change shampoos. And like I think I mentioned I rotate through like 3 different shampoos because over time your hair can kind of get used to a shampoo, and so it doesn't like work the same way. So having kind of that consistent rotation of shampoos like helps a lot. But so I imagine that's making a huge difference. But yeah, I had to look at, yeah, I couldn't remember if it was owned, because I know there's like some brands that are like they function as their own brand, but they're all owned by like the same, whoops, cat. Oh, they're all owned by like the same 3 companies.
Okay, you guys, so this whole thing with like my surgeon and the reaction channel doxing him it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. I genuinely thought people weren't.
I'll say this right off the bat. You can't dox someone whose office is like considered public information. So that is a thing that kind of needs to stop. And also too, and this is a point that I've heard a lot of people talk about, is you can't really blame it entirely on the reaction channel, because she constantly made like nods about like kind of who it was, in terms of like how she was having to like travel kind of far, and they were like a famous surgeon that does bariatric stuff. And so it was a matter of like, well, if he's famous, people are going to narrow down who it is, and at that point it's not really the reaction channel's fault for doxing the surgeon when you were sort of giving the clues of who it was. And I remember there was like this whole thing with like her getting all pissy at Zachary Michael, thinking that he was like saying stuff he wasn't supposed to, when again it was all kind of her giving like little droplets of information that people could very easily figure out.
Aren't really gonna care, because I feel like that's usually what happens. Like I share something that is like really big to me and a lot of people make it really small. But a lot of you have been like, wow, that was wrong. I've also received a lot of people asking me a few questions about the situation, so I figured I would answer them for you guys. So the first one being is, why did you lie about your surgeon? Because a lot of people went back and they were like, wait, I thought your surgeon was in a different state. Wait, I thought your surgeon was a female. I'm confused. So yeah, I did lie. I did lie about who my surgeon was. I lied about where they were, and it's because I wanted to steer AstaELLBEEs. I wanted to steer Kicking Geese, which are the two reaction channels who did dox him. But it was first AstaELLBEEs, and then Kicking Geese decided to do that as well. And in several live streams, she would pull up, you know, his seminar, pull up his name and say that this is Amberlynn's surgeon. Like, it wasn't just one live stream where they did this. It was multiple and multiple. I wanted to steer people away from my personal medical information.
Well, first off, again, this kind of goes back to what I was just saying about how, like, I'm sure it was found out because, one, you kept, like, sprinkling this information about how, like, they were a famous surgeon that, I don't know if she said that it was the same ones that the Slaytons had. I think some people were saying that. And so it wouldn't have been that hard to figure it out. And also, too, part of what helped, from what I remember of the information, part of what helped AstaELLBEEs and Kicking Geese also figure out who it was and kind of verify it was, I think she, like, showed the folder that had, like, the logo of the clinic on it. And I don't know if she understands how Google works in terms of reverse image searching, but you could also just take that logo and just reverse image search it, and it would pop up, which again is not really doxing if the clinic is also like just there for people to contact. It's more so doxing if like they were giving out his like personal information. And again, they can't really get her medical information, because that would be a huge like violation of HIPAA on his part. All they could really confirm is that, like, yeah, this is probably the surgeon she's going to, just based off of like the seeds of information that she was already giving out, because she's not good about not doing that.
And life, because I don't think that's anyone's business, honestly. So I was trying to protect myself. So I stated multiple times that my surgeon was female and that it was in a different state than where I was actually living. I only ever did that because I was scared, since I knew that he was doxxed. I wanted to do everything in my power for people to not believe that Dr. Smith was my surgeon, because I did not want the surgery ruined for me, because at the time, it was everything. Like, I wanted the surgery more than I ever wanted anything. And I went through a lot in that era, like constant tests, and it was stressful. It was a lot of money. But at that time, that is what I wanted and what I needed. And I didn't want anyone to ruin that for me, because I could tell that that's what was happening. And that...
Well, the thing is, like, because, you know, you're not exactly on the list of highbrow clients that he has. Like, if what I've heard is true, he's also the same bariatric surgeon for the Slaytons. I don't know if he was for both of them, but he was for one of them. So I imagine that like his clinic is fairly used to, like, again, because he's also on TV, his clinic kind of getting a lot of like excess attention than what they're probably used to, just because of who their clients are. So in reality, you're not that special of a client. And in terms of people ruining it for you, I think all that was really going to happen was probably people were contacting the surgeon saying, hey, like, you know, be aware of like the kind of, you know, patient that you've got. Like, they're not being very honest with you about their history and everything, which you would hope that as a facility that is like, this is their like profession, that they would be very good at like knowing when a person is bullshitting, especially like if she has been very open with them about the fact that she does YouTube. You would hope that they would have looked into it already and like figured out the kind of content that she makes and determined whether, based off of that content, whether it's really viable for her to get surgery given her history of like how she puts herself out there in regards to her eating disorder issues and all that stuff. But I imagine probably what was happening was a lot of people were just like, if they were contacting the surgeon, which again is probably something that they're probably a bit more used to than she realizes, they probably were just saying, hey, if you're not already, keep in mind this is who your patient is, and like they're not exactly the most honest person out there. But I don't know, because I don't know of anyone who has blatantly like admitted to contacting the surgeon. I think that's just like an assumption that most people are making about it.
Goes into the next question of, why didn't you tell us about AstaELLBEE doxing your surgeon way sooner than this? Like, why didn't you tell us while it was happening? Because if I did that, that would have confirmed who my surgeon was. And I didn't want anyone to know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this isn't the first time I have had issues with the AstaELLBEE and I didn't even say anything about it. Like, another really good example of that is like, a lot of people think that I go on Reddit and like I get my subreddits taken down. I have never in my life done that. I'm telling you, like,
yeah, that's bullshit. You have absolutely gotten Reddits taken down, or at the very least, you definitely sneak onto them. You're just not going to admit it because you'd get a lot of shit for it. Because, I mean, why else would they get taken down? Because I'm pretty sure, like, your fans, despite the fact that there are some that are just very adamant about defending you, I don't think there's many of them that would go as far as to, like, as far as for themselves to take down Reddit accounts. I mean, it's very possible, but given your history of copyright striking YouTube channels on here, it's not out of the realm of possibilities for you to go and like try and take down Reddit posts or Reddit threads.
Hand to the universe, hand to everything that I love, I have never done that. I'm not a Reddit girly pop, and I truly don't care if people are on other websites talking about me on forums and things like that. Like, I don't care about that. Like, deep down, I don't. But the AstaELLBEE actually got one of my subreddits taken down. She ended up bragging about it on her Discord, saying like, I'm the one who got it taken down. And she was saying how, oh, everyone thinks it's Amberlynn, but little do they know it was actually me. And I never said anything about it because I personally don't want to put my energy into this woman. I don't like her. Her whole channel is very...
Can anyone confirm that AstaELLBEE was the one saying that? I don't watch AstaELLBEE, so I don't know if that was like a thing, if she was supposedly saying it in her Discord, because then I don't know if she was maybe showing it off one day, but I somehow I don't entirely believe that. Like I said, I don't watch AstaELLBEE, so I don't know how it is that she runs her existence in Girl World, but someone could confirm that for me. That'd be great.
But little do they know it was actually me. And I never said anything about it because I personally don't want to put my energy into this woman. I don't like her. Her whole channel is very reflected around the fact that she thinks I'm a narcissist, while she is continuously showing narcissistic tendencies, like, and she can't even admit to them. While I'm over here where it's like, yeah, I do have my narcissistic tendencies. I am able to pinpoint them for you if you wanted me to. But for you to like dox my surgeon and like act like it's totally fine, take down a whole ass subreddit, brag about it and say, ha ha ha, everyone thinks it's Amberlynn, but little do they know it was actually me, while I'm getting constantly harassed. Oh my God, I can't believe you would take down the subreddit. Like, how lame are you? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't with this woman personally. So while everyone thought it was me taking down the subreddit, it was actually this reaction channel. I honestly don't know why she got the subreddit taken down, but knowing her is probably because they said something about her. But regardless of the reason, it would have been very nice for her to like maybe make a video and say, y'all, it wasn't Amberlynn, it was actually me. But of course she's not gonna do that. And of course she's not gonna admit the wrongdoing of doxing a surgeon. Instead, she wants to blame her audience and she wants to blame Kicking Geese and everyone else around her. She even wants to blame me because I was sharing my journey to get weight loss surgery on YouTube. And I purposely was being very aware of the fact that like people could figure it out who it is. So I'm gonna make sure to say things that would steer them in a different direction.
Yeah, you didn't do that good of a job because again, I think you like showed a folder with like the logo of the clinic that anyone could literally just reverse image search and find. So, and you were still like seeding out information that people could eventually piece together. So you weren't doing that good of a job of like hiding who the surgeon was. And then on top of that, you tried to like give Zachary Michael the information, I'm sure in hopes to like try and use it against him in some way because you're that kind of person. But yeah, you weren't that sneaky with it. You're not good at doing that, clearly. And again, yeah, with the whole narc alert thing, I don't know if she ever was responsible for taking down the Reddit post. I never heard about that because like I said, I don't watch her. So I mean, that'd be something people would have to kind of look into, or I'd have to look into and confirm for myself. I just know it was pretty unanimous. A lot of people thought it was Amberlynn just because of her history of, you know, like I said, taking down YouTube channels and infiltrating a Facebook group about her. So, you know, she clearly does care what people have to say about her. Otherwise, she wouldn't go as far as to do all those things. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities for you to try and take down a Reddit channel.
And I know that is me lying, but I was doing it to protect my medical personal life. For those of you that I have hurt by lying about this, I am very sorry because that is never my intention to hurt anybody, but I had to choose myself in that situation. And the reason why I'm talking about it now is because I finally feel comfortable. Like, I no longer see Dr. Smith. I don't live in Kentucky anymore. It's just at the time, I'm not gonna sit there, talk about it, and that's the confirmation of, yeah, Dr. Smith is my surgeon. I couldn't do that. I wasn't gonna do that. I was very upset about it for a very long time. And yeah, I am actually still upset about it because it sucks that that happened. But I finally am feeling like better about the situation where it's like, I'm gonna move on. Like, it is what it is.
Well, the thing is, all of that could have been avoided had you been at all better about not giving out hints of information that people could easily piece together. You could have just said, hey, I'm going to start going through the process of weight loss surgery, and then talk about, you know, your process when it came to like going to the appointments and all that stuff. You didn't have to go as far as to like film yourself going, talk about how far they were, talk about how this person was a famous surgeon, reading emails, blah, blah, blah. There was like, I'm sure tons of things you could have done to make it less obvious who your surgeon was, and you didn't do that. And, you know, not to say that it's right for people to like start like mass contacting the surgeon about you, which again, I don't know if that actually happened and what was said and all that stuff, but I mean, all of that could have been easily avoided had you just not said anything at all. You could have just said, hey, this is what I'm doing, and then talked about the process. There was no reason to give like any snippet information about your surgeon that would make it easy for people to figure out. So there's that. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the fact that you're just not good about not giving away information, because I think in some regard, she kind of likes the idea of kind of breadcrumbing all this information in hopes that people figure it out, so then it's something that she can kind of like create drama around, because that's, at this point, drama is pretty much how her and Chantal's channel basically function at this point, because they've got like nothing else going on. So how else to do that than to like slowly like start this new big arc of like weight loss surgery or whatever, and with that start like seeding tiny bits of information to make it to where people can eventually figure it out, and then it becomes a whole scandal that she then has to like explain herself over. So
it happened. Now I'm ready to move on, but I did want to share the story with you guys because I told you that I would. I do want to thank everyone for the support during this time, and for people like who even really dislike me. They're like, I might dislike Amberlynn, but this is not right. Like, I appreciate, you know, all of us standing together in that regard. I know no one's probably going to listen to me, but just don't harass Narc Alert. Don't harass Kicking Geese. There's no reason to harass people because that is like what I was going through, and it doesn't feel good. So I definitely don't want anyone else to experience that because it's not a fun feeling. It happened. It sucked.
Well, and there we have a video for you guys. So yeah, I don't watch Narc Alert or Kicking Geese, so I don't know the specifics of that situation. I had heard that they were like kind of getting together and like really trying to investigate who the surgeon was, and that supposedly they figured it out and let the information out. And then I think they had some kind of falling out. Like I said, I don't know the specifics of it because I don't watch either one of them. Like I said, I don't know anything about the whole her taking credit for taking down the subreddit and then trying to like frame it on Amberlynn, but I have my doubts on that just because, you know, like I said, she does have a history of taking down other YouTube channels and infiltrating a Facebook group. So the probability that she went in and like tried to take down a Reddit page or took down a Reddit page is not out of the realm of possibilities. But yeah, I don't know the specifics of that. So I guess if anyone could confirm that for me, that'd be great, or I'll look into it myself. I think all of that could have just been easily avoided had she just stopped breadcrumbing information. That was very easy to figure out. And I feel like that would have solved a lot of her problems. That would solve a lot of her problems in general when it comes to like what information gets out about her. Because again, she's not good at like not talking about personal shit. She likes to just like give out little bits of information, and then people figure stuff out, and then she gets upset because people figured it out. It's like, well, what do you expect when you start like either blatantly giving out information or like breadcrumbing the information and not doing it very good or very well, and people figured out? I mean, the same thing happened with people figuring out who wifey was, and that was why she had to like have a new wifey even though everyone knew it was the same person. A lot of that was stuff that could have been easily avoided. I don't condone what Narc Alert and Kicking Geese did by like trying to give away all this information about who her surgeon was, but I mean, it was stuff that I think people were going to figure out regardless of who did it originally, because if it wasn't her, it was going to be either a different reaction channel or just people in general, because that's just kind of how Girl World is. People get very investigative, I guess, about every little thing, and they want to learn about every bit of anything going on. So, like I said, if it wasn't going to be her, it was going to be somebody else. I just definitely don't condone the whole, if it happened, the whole harassing the clinic about her. And I'm sure to some extent, if it was occurring, it was done with some good intention of like warning the clinic of like, hey, this is who your patient is, like whatever she's saying to you is not going to be very honest. But again, you'd hope as professionals they would know to see that in her, which they probably did, and that was what, like, I'm sure people were sending them videos about her, like sending her like her videos of her binging and all these things, and saying like, hey, she's not being very honest with you about things. And I'm sure they looked into it if they weren't already prompted to already, and that's what caused like the whole no binging for a year and all that stuff. But I mean, we're not gonna know for sure if that occurred unless like anyone who did message the surgeon came out and said so, and like messaged like what they said and if they got a response and blah blah blah. But like I said, do I condone it? No, not really. I'm not a huge fan of the whole taking this and making it real world and like interfering too much with their lives. Like, I understand for a lot of people it's done with good intention, but at a certain point it just doesn't always seem necessary. And I mean, to be fair, I think she benefits from it because it creates drama and it creates interest for people to stick around and kind of see what she has to say about it, but in some instances, I don't feel it to be very necessary. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and a comment down below to let me know your thoughts. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. That way you can stay notified for when I upload a new video. And as always, I will see you guys later. Bye.